Hey guys!
We're sitting in our hotel room. It's the final day of the Japan trip, and we thought that we would go back over the trip. We've got some categories here of just aspects of the trip that we're going to go over and compare notes. We've both each written down some answers. Let's just go through the categories quickly.
Yeah.
So what have we got?
We've got best restaurant, best food, will miss, won't miss, underwhelming, overwhelming, whelming, best experience, worst experience, I will remember, I won't remember, and the MVP of the trip.
Which is the most valuable piece of something that we brought on the trip. The most valuable thing we brought to Japan.
Cool.
So should we start off with the best restaurant then?
Yeah.
We probably have the same answer for
We've
this.
definitely got the same answer for this.
Yep.
This is the Okonomiyaki
This
restaurant.
is Masuhiro.
The one in Hiroshima.
Hiroshima, yeah. Not just outstanding food, but just like a great experience. We sat right at the front. It was like right at the end of lunch. So we sat right at the front, right next to the grill. We got to watch the master make it, and we even got to try our hand at the grill a little bit, which I'm sure a lot of foreigners get to do, but it was still a great experience, and they were very welcoming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They drew us a Snorlax.
They did draw us a Snorlax.
And wrote our names on a little takeaway box.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was great. Brilliant restaurant. Not that out of the way in Hiroshima. Well worth a visit if you're there.
Yeah. What was it called again?
Masuhiro. The best food. Going into that, it has to be the okonomiyaki that we had there. For me, because okonomiyaki is one of my favourite Japanese foods. Yeah.
I thought you would say that, so I got something different, something that I ate
good.
repeatedly this trip.
Is it the cup noodle hot tomato chili?
Yeah, the chili tomato cup noodle.
Yep.
It was just so good. Like, once I discovered it, I just ate it repeatedly for dinners.
Yep. They do there's that cup noodle curry version, which is very, very good.
I ate that when the chili tomato one was not in stock, which was fairly often actually.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Did you have a best drink? Because I didn't have a best drink.
I didn't write one down.
It would probably be all the peach flavoured things, right?
Oh, I love the peach flavoured things.
There was a peach flavoured Fanta that was very, very good.
Yes.
Things that you will miss, or a thing that you will miss the most.
I'm going to miss reliable, regular public transport.
That's really boring, because I wrote that as well.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay, well, one other thing that I'm going to miss then.
Well, first of all, we are from New Zealand, and New Zealand has, I would say, a pretty average public transport system. The problem with...
Is it even average, though? I would call it bad.
It does the best job that it can do. The problem with New Zealand is that we built all these towns and cities, like, in very hilly places, and then we thought about the transport systems, whereas places like Tokyo and not as much, like in Kyoto and Osaka, but definitely in Tokyo they had the metros and like almost from day one, so that everything is just so well integrated. There are lines everywhere. It's just so
to put it
well done.
In perspective, in Tokyo, we never waited for a train for more than like, I would say, 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter what time you arrive, at what station, there is always a train that is about to arrive.
Yeah. And even outside of Tokyo, I would say the longest time I waited for a train was probably about 9 minutes.
Yeah. Not long. There was one instance where we wanted to catch a bus and it didn't come for like 20 minutes, so we walked. But,
yeah.
I mean, even then it was going to be a 20-minute wait.
Yeah.
Oh no, there was one time where the buses had stopped and we had to walk back to our hotel because there were no more buses. But that was like later at night. And not in Tokyo.
If New Zealand had a public transport system like Japan, I probably would drive maybe half as much as I do. It's amazingly
We would
convenient.
only need one car.
Yeah. Okay. Things that you won't miss.
Plastic bags.
Okay, good, because I wrote that, but I've got a second thing. So let's talk about plastic bags.
Plastic bags are everywhere. Like, everything that you buy at a convenience store is already in its own little plastic bag, and then they give you another one with it. And when we went to Disneyland, they just put random plastic bags in our plastic bags, and we were like, what are these ones for?
Yeah, the lady was like, do you want plastic bags? And she'd already put them in the bag. and we had like four or five plastic bags inside it.
I just feel like when we get back to New Zealand, I need to go on a full plastic detox to make up for how much plastic waste I've used here.
I do, like, I understand where they come from, and a lot of the convenience stores are making moves to put things in paper, but
hasn't happened yet.
Hasn't happened yet. Japan is still very, like, in love with plastic, with single-use plastic. So I won't miss that. The other thing that I wrote down was having all my clothes, like, go through a dryer. I hate the feeling of clothes after they come out of a dryer.
Really?
Everything seems slightly smaller than when it went in. So I'm looking forward to being able to dry my clothes outside in the sun again.
Maybe we're just slightly bigger.
No. No. The underwhelming, the overwhelming, and the whelming.
Do you want to go first?
Sure. My underwhelming was Disneyland.
Oh yeah, I thought about putting that.
Tokyo Disneyland. Like, if you like Disney, then you should really go. If you like rides, then you should not go. If you like really well themed rides, and don't mind queuing for 2.5 hours, then you should go. But it's so crowded. We went on an average day.
Yeah.
And it was insanely crowded. I
was worried about losing Jonathan the entire day. It was kind of like a hold on to him, so we don't get lost.
Everything is overpriced because it's Disneyland, but you're paying more for things. You're queuing up for ages. We were there pretty much the entire day, and I think we went on maybe six rides.
Yeah. We were literally there from when it opened, which was 8.
Yeah.
8 o'clock until it closed at 10 o'clock.
Mm.
I think we left half an hour before it closed.
Yeah.
So we were there for 14 hours.
Yeah, we went on six rides.
And the rest of the time was just queuing.
Yeah. Yeah, underwhelming because I remember the rides being better. But that's because I've been to the California Disneyland, and that has a couple of different rides as well. And it's just not as many people. So that was my underwhelming. What was your underwhelming?
My underwhelming, I think you'll agree with me. Not that it was bad, I just was kind of expecting more, is the Hiroshima Castle. Because we'd just been to the Himeji Castle. Oh, okay. Which is, it still maintains its, like what it looked like. Like they've, what's the word? They've restored it a little bit, but it's still as it was, basically. And then we went to Hiroshima Castle, which was completely destroyed. So it's not old to begin with. It's like a fairly newish building. And then the interiors are just modern. It's not what it would have looked like at all. I guess so. I think they rebuilt it to be a museum. So I get that, but they could have still had the aesthetic of it look old. Yeah, no, I agree with that. Because there were like nice stone pillars and it just looks so modern, and it's like, this is not what a castle is. From the outside it looked like a castle, but yeah. Yeah, that's fair enough. I think if we hadn't just been to Himeji, like if we'd been to the Hiroshima one first, it wouldn't have been so underwhelming. I think it was just that contrast of going from Himeji to the Hiroshima one. Fair enough. Okay, overwhelming. Do you want to go overwhelming first? Okay, I can't remember the exact name of this place, but you'll know the one that I mean. There was a temple that we went to in Tokyo that was just so crowded. It had the streets of hordes of people, and we could barely move. That's Sensoji and the Kaminaremon gate. That whole area. We went a couple of days. We went like on the 2nd or 3rd of January. Yeah. So all of the, New Year's things were in full swing. It was very crowded. That was overwhelming. It was I'm glad we went, and I wanted to experience something like that, but it was just the amount of people was so overwhelming for me. And just trying to move around and get places, and I really couldn't get my bearings, and I was just trying to cling on to you, and Yep. Yeah, what was your one? My overwhelming was Hiroshima, was the museum there, and the atomic bomb dome. Yeah. That whole complex. Definitely. It's just so incredibly well done.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the overwhelming parts of the trip.
Yeah.
You have to go there. You just have to. Yeah, you have to go there if you're in the area.
It is a completely different feeling from everywhere else that we went.
Yeah. Yeah, inside the museum it was actually quiet. And it's probably one of the only instances of us being around people on the trip and it being quiet. So that was very, very cool. Whelming. So things that were just exactly as you expected them to be. I've written here crowds.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like Japan is like a crowded place most of the time. And the crowds are exactly how you expect them to be. It's just people moving all around. It's just like, oh yeah, that exists. That's how I thought it was going to be.
I put hotel rooms.
Hotel rooms.
Because you knew they were going to be small because there's so many people and not that much space in Japan. So I knew they would be small. And they are small. This is quite a big one,
This is the biggest one that we
because we paid like double the price for this hotel because it's our last one.
Yep.
But I mean, especially the first two, the Tokyo one and the Kyoto accommodation.
Yep.
They were tiny. Like, there's enough space to put your bag down, but you really have to put everything away when you're done with it.
It wasn't small enough that it like got in the way.
We got in each other's way.
It was just whelming. It was just exactly what you expected. It to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's next?
The best experience and the worst experience. You want to do your best experience first?
Okay, my best experience, I put Universal Studios.
Okay.
I had so many that were contenders for this. Like, there were so many really, really cool experiences. Like, the Nara Deer Park was a contender. And, what else? The snow monkeys were amazing. Like, all the animal things, basically.
Yeah.
And I also considered putting Hiroshima for this.
Yep.
But it's like best experience in a completely different way.
Yep. Fair enough.
In the end, I went with Universal Studios because it encompassed so many things. Like, that first ride that we went on was insane.
The flying dinosaur. We can probably stick a clip of other people riding the ride at the moment.
Yeah, I felt like I was going to die the whole time. It was great. And then finally getting to experience the Hogwarts castle and the butterbeer. I've been wanting to try butterbeer for so long.
Yep.
And yeah, that was amazing as well.
See, that's like, if you are that into Harry Potter, but like the same amount of into it for Disney things, then obviously that you should go to Disneyland, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even before we came to Japan, I was the most excited about Universal Studios because I've been obsessed with Harry Potter literally since I was 5. I was a little bit disappointed. I bought a Hogwarts jumper, which I'll put up a picture now, and then we got our tax-free, our tax return on it, which meant that I had to put it in a little plastic bag and sign to say that I wouldn't wear it until we're back in New Zealand. So that's why I'm not wearing it right now, because I wanted to wear it for the rest of the trip, but I can't.
Yep.
If I'd known, I wouldn't have got my tax return. I would have just spent my money. But that's fine, because we literally will be back in 24 hours and I'll be wearing it. No, I won't, because it'll be summer.
It'll be summer. The best experience for me was the snow monkeys.
Oh, cool, yeah.
Because it's winter here in Japan, and it had been cold the whole time, but there was no snow. Yeah. And so when we went up there, and there was snow, and the trees were just like thick with snow, and the branches were heavy.
Beautiful.
And you like almost slip over and brain yourself on the pavement trying to get to the snow monkeys.
Yeah.
Even though there were like 100 people clustered around this one hot pool with these monkeys that just did not give a fuck.
Yeah.
It was still really, really cool. There was some really good footage that we got of them. Yeah. And we lugged the stabilizer all the way up there as well.
It was so cool to see the snow and just like walk in the snow and yeah.
Yeah, that was a really good way to like end the trip.
Yeah.
Because we did that yesterday.
It was great.
Day before
yesterday. 2 days ago.
Yep.
Yeah, it was great.
The worst experience.
Yeah.
I'll go first. The worst experience for me is when you're like all bundled up in your winter gear and then you go inside into like a crowded department store and it is just so hot.
Yeah. Or the trains.
So like Harajuku, it was like that because it's really cold outside, but the stores are so cramped and there's so many people there and it's just so hot. So Harajuku's, Shibuya 109 is the same. Yeah, when you're out of Tokyo, and you're going to like a parko or something, it's not as bad because there's more space. But in Tokyo, it's cold and it's cramped and it's hot and it's just like it's hot. It's like well.
Yeah. Speaking of that, in Harajuku, there was one store, the Candy Floss store. I really wanted to be there. I was so excited about that store, and I literally had to leave.
That was so cramped.
There were people like right next to you, and we'd come from, like you say, freezing cold outside. We were all bundled up. We had our hats, our gloves. Well, I had my gloves. Everything. And then you go inside and it's sweltering hot and there's people right there. And I literally felt like I was going to faint. And I do faint from being overheated. And there's like no space to take anything off.
Yeah.
And I literally had to leave. So Jonathan got some footage from in there.
What you're seeing right now is shot by me.
And I wasn't in there because I couldn't do it.
Mm.
Yeah. I have one word for my worst experience.
Go for it.
Stairs.
Oh, stairs. Yeah. Fair enough.
So many stairs.
Japanese stairs are different to New Zealand stairs. New Zealand stairs are shallower, and there are more of them, I think, just slightly. So, like, Japanese stairways are just slightly steeper, and their stairs are just, like, a little bit bigger. Than New Zealand stairs, and it just makes it a little bit harder.
Yeah, I was fine with the stairs in the stations and the stairs, like the regular stairs that you go up day to day. There were like 2 days where we just did stairs all day, it felt like.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was that...
Was Mount Inari, the Inari Shrine in Kyoto.
Yes, that was upstairs for like an hour and a half?
And yeah, at least an hour, yeah.
Yeah. Like, just constant stairs. And they were all different shapes and sizes. They were really annoying. And then the other one, which was downstairs, was...
Miyajima Island.
Yeah, Miyajima Island. We cable car'd to the top, thank God. And then we walked down the long way.
So I was thinking Jeepers. We walked down the long way. It was beautiful.
It was so beautiful, but it was terrifying.
It was slightly dicey.
Because, okay.
It's more terrifying for you because I've climbed Narahoe and gone down Narahoe. Nothing can, for me, compare to that. That was terrifying, but for you...
True. For me, it was terrifying because, like, you were going downstairs, but the stairs were all, like, cracked and all sorts of directions. They'd be, like, angled downwards, so if you slipped, and then on the side of you was this just massive plunge. Like, if you slipped off the stairs, you would literally die. And
yeah,
I was just terrified the whole time.
That was awesome. That was one of my best experiences, actually. I love that.
I am glad we did it, but it was just like, yeah. It was like 2 hours of terror for me.
I will remember this.
Uh-huh.
I won't remember this. I will remember heated toilet seats.
Yeah. It's been nice.
Yeah. Like, there's a difference between... Well, in New Zealand, if you sit on a heated toilet seat, it's because someone has like just used the toilet and has been there for like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
But it's just like a first world thing, and it takes electricity to do it, but it's just... It takes that inconvenience and like mild annoyance of it being cold just away. It's just it's really nice. I will remember it, and I will miss it a little bit, but it's okay, kind of thing. It's okay. What will you remember?
I will remember the fish doctors.
Oh, at Miyajima Aquarium.
Yes. So I mean, you all know, I would assume, about the fish that like you put your feet in the water with them and they like eat the dead skin off your feet.
Yep.
I have never done that before. And yeah, so we were at this aquarium and they had this whole kind of pond thing.
Yep.
Small inside pond. And oh my gosh. But like when I've seen the pictures of it or like videos of other people doing it, it's just like a few fish.
Well, the problem is that there was a whole bench that 4 people could sit on, and they like had enough fish for 4 people's feet.
But I was the only person with my feet in the water, so I just had covered.
Yeah.
And it felt really weird.
There's a little bit of footage of it. We can play it.
Felt so weird.
You
did stick your hand in eventually.
I did.
He was quite scared to do it, but
the feeling of it is really weird.
it's really weird.
I
couldn't do it for more than like a couple of seconds at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm glad that I did it, and I will remember it because it was
nice.
cool. Yeah.
I won't remember. What won't you remember?
Well, this was hard, but I think I probably won't remember all the lines, like lining up for toilets, and just general lines. Like, it's something that I think, like, I've noticed it while we're here, but I don't think I'm really going to remember it. When I look back on this trip, I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, all those lines. But while I do remember it, we see lines for things that we have no idea what they're for.
Oh yeah, people
like, we just see people lining up in the streets.
Yeah, it'll be for like a store that's about to open or something, but there's no English way of knowing what the line is for. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
I won't remember the static electricity shocks.
Oh. I thought about that, but then I was like, yeah, I think I will remember it.
I don't think I'll remember it. It's like a mild annoyance thing that, looking back on the trip, I don't think I'll remember.
Our first hotel.
I very rarely get static shocks in New Zealand, but we got them all the time here.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's just a combination of like the trains and the escalators and the long coats.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Our first hotel actually had a button above the elevator buttons that you touch it and it removes static electricity. So that was quite nice once I realised what it was for.
But when we got out to the other hotels that didn't have those buttons, I used to just poke Brom one to get rid of my static charge.
Don't like it.
Yeah,
I do get shocks in New Zealand.
I won't remember that.
I always get a shock when I get out of the car.
I don't.
It's just so annoying. But anyway.
And then the MVP. So
I'm sure we have the same answer for this.
We probably have the same answer for this. Is it the Japan Rail Pass?
Yeah.
It's the yeah. So if you're going to Japan for like a length of time, and you are going to be training, and some busing, then you should really look into getting the Japan Rail Pass. It's pretty expensive. There are calculators online that can like help you figure out whether or not it's cost effective to do it. And if it is cost effective to do it, you should do it. It's so convenient. Do you have anything to add to that?
I do. I think if you're just going to be staying within Tokyo, it's probably not worth it. But I think where we really saved money on it was the travelling between cities, because those bullet train prices would be like they're like over 100 each. I think.
I think we probably would have spent each about $300 at least on all the bullet train rides that we did.
And like there were times where, like, because we had booked our bullet trains from city to city, but there were a couple of times where we actually caught bullet trains that we weren't expecting to. Like, we caught a bullet train out to Himeji and back, and we were able to just book that on the spot for free because we had our rail passes.
No, we only caught it back.
Oh, okay.
We kind of made our way out there on a local train, which was free, and then we wanted to go back quickly, which was also free because we had the rail pass to do the bullet train. It's just the convenience of it and knowing that it's going to be free most of the time. Even the ferry out to Miyajima Island is free.
Yeah, and we caught the bullet train up to the Snow Monkey Park and back. Which,
Well, we caught the bullet train up to the city, and then we had to buy a day pass. We bought a day pass to do all the things in there, because that's not covered by JR. But
to do that hour-long bullet train and have to pay for it would be quite a lot.
Yeah. Look into that if you're going to be travelling in Japan.
Yeah. And they have different length passes as well. We got the 3-week one. We're actually here for 22 days, so we don't have it for today because we've used up our 21 days, but they have like 7-day passes, and
they have 7-day, 14 and 21
passes. Just get the one that's right.
I also wrote convenience stores as an MVP. We didn't bring it on the trip.
Did we not?
But they're just everywhere, and they're really, really good.
They're literally everywhere though. Like, we have one that's
so good.
right next to our hotel right now.
And then you cross the street and there's another one.
Yeah.
Just a little bit further down.
Yeah, like I don't think you could walk for more than 2 minutes without passing one.
No, especially in Tokyo.
Yeah.
I wanted to add a spontaneous last category to this. What's the most useless thing that you brought on the trip that you thought that you would use and then you didn't use it? You go first.
I think I just brought too many warm clothes. I thought it would be colder, but it's just like, I knew it would be warm inside, and that's the thing. And you're never outside for like long enough to get really cold. And if you are outside for long enough to get really cold, then generally it's because we're walking and then we don't get really cold. So like I brought singlets and t-shirts and I was ready to like layer up a lot. But honestly, like there were days that I didn't even wear a jumper. I was like t-shirt, coat, done. Yeah, so I think I just brought too many warm clothes.
That's a good one. Yeah. I think the least useful thing I brought was probably the spare glasses.
Oh yeah, we didn't use those either. But they were like a just in case. We were hoping that we would not need them.
It's a just in case thing, but if you don't bring them, then you're going to be careful anyway, because in the back of your mind you know I didn't bring any spare glasses, so that you're going to be fine then. And like the number of situations that you're put in where you're going to lose your glasses are so slim.
Theme parks.
So few. Yeah, but like the theme park rides that you would lose your glasses on, they make you take them off.
Yeah.
Anyway. So, I'm thinking there are like little bits of camera equipment. Not camera equipment, just parts of the camera bag that we didn't use. But they're really small. Whereas the glasses are something that's a little bit bigger. That we brought, that we didn't end up using. But I think we packed pretty lightly for this trip.
Yeah.
Me especially. Well. I packed changes of underwear and changes of socks, but I've worn the same pants every day. I had four shirts that I just rotated through one every 2 days.
I don't think I was too excessive with my clothes.
No, you're okay.
I brought 2 trousers.
But you said you brought too much warm clothing.
Yeah. Just things that I would wear at the same time.
Oh, right.
Like, I think I have worn everything that I brought, but I haven't done the layering that I thought I would do. I was planning on doing, like, because in New Zealand, when it's freezing everywhere, I do singlet, shirt, sometimes long sleeve shirt, jumper, coat, scarf. That's like 6 layers.
Yeah, so that was that. Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I've gained while I've been in Japan?
Weight.
It's a double chin. Look at this. Look at that. I didn't have that 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think my next video is going to be like a getting back on track. Because,
yeah.
That's
my
right
next video will probably be... would probably just be some music.
Are you going to do videos on your channel again?
Yeah, just a little bit of the music projects that I'm working on. Follow me there, the 0.5% of people that watch Browan's videos that are actually interested in that.
I'll put it somewhere on the screen.
Yep.
Click there to subscribe to Jonathan.
No, click there.
Click there to subscribe to Jonathan. Yeah. And here to subscribe to me. And here to subscribe to my main channel. I don't know how many channels I can
15 seconds left of recording on the camera.
Great. That's all we need.
So let's just sit here and watch it as it dies.
Okay.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah. See you soon.